Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Victory City of Praise Ministries. Yes, we are on track. Yes, we know it's Saturday evening. Yes, we know it's 6:09. We get all of that. But if you've also been tracking us on social media, you will know that we have been so blessed to have so many gifts in the ministry, and because we do, we have the pleasure on this evening of sharing a new. And I'm only laughing because once I bring this young lady on, you're going to find out that there's so many. There have been so many explosions in her life that have been all God ordained. We want you all to know that this young lady is just full of life. I was praying about her earlier this afternoon. I had finished the gym, I had some errands to run, and I just started laughing because I've never seen somebody work so hard in a chapter where so many are literally retiring and kicking back and sitting in rocking chairs and, playing shuffleboard. I could go on and on. But this young lady is running and thriving like she's 36. There's so much I could say about her because the Lord has just been just that good to her. So we are going to prepare to bring her on, but I want to help set the or yeah I want to really set the stage for her on this evening. I want to tell you a little bit about her. Um, this afternoon or this evening, we want to talk about a lifelong impact. And in this lifelong impact, it really has to do with the inequalities against Black mothers' health. That's right. We're here to talk about Black mothers' health, and I really couldn't think of anyone better to be able to house this type of conversation. This podcast this evening is to explore the systematic inequalities and the effects against our own Black women. From girlhood to pregnancy to postpartum, aging, and beyond. Real conversations, honest truths, education, advocacy, awareness. Black women's health is more than just a moment of saying I'm pregnant. It's a lifelong journey. Hashtag Black maternal health, hashtag Black women's health, hashtag health care equality, hashtag birth justice. Now, I could give you a bio of this young lady, but this podcast is only 30 minutes. So I just don't have enough time to tell you. I'm going to let her do it for herself in her own way. Come on and help me celebrate and show some love for Minister Callie Hodge. Come on, let's say amen for this young lady.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, this is what it is. This young lady, listen, we're getting ready to get into this, but I want the people to know, I want to back up just a little bit. We only got 30 minutes now, but I want to back up just a little bit. I need you to tell the people a little bit about yourself. I listen, I before all of the degrees behind your name, all the certifications, I want you to take them back to 34 some years Library of Congress. I mean, you know, there was another you. There was another you before this you. This you, most folks are still trying to settle in with. They still trying to move some furniture around and, put some new paint on the wall because they trying to handle this new you. Because this new you, she is like that. She is vicious. Like that.
Vicious.
You already know.
Yes.
Listen. I'm loving it. I'm loving little L, painting pictures. But I want the people to hear. Take us a little further, because I want folk to know that you're a mother, your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, drop us
So,
in wherever you think is relevant, because we want to be able to get to the heart of the matter. Because just so that everyone knows, this is literally a launching of a yet another chapter for Essence of Doula, and that's yours truly. So come on and talk to us. First Lady's giving you a shout out there. So come on and talk to us.
hey, First
Who who
Lady.
who are you
Hey,
really, bad woman?
so who am I? Who am I? Besides being a child of God.
All right, you got the floor. It's yours. Talk to us. Tell us who you is.
Who I is. So I grew up as an only child. I'm my mama's only and my daddy's baby. So in growing up, living with my mom, living with being in the household with my mom, being in the household with my grandmother. My grandmother was a nurse. So I guess that trickled down into my mother. My mother was always out in the community doing things. I've always seen my mother out in the community doing something. And I don't know if that me seeing her do things in the community was a spark for me, or if it was just in my DNA from grandma down to my mother. But even when my mom passed away, my mother was working at the Pentagon for DOD. And
Wow.
she was also,
Wow.
yeah, she worked for DOD at the Pentagon. And she also volunteered with the state of Maryland as a home health aide. So going as a home health aide, she was going into the homes of her clients and just doing whatever it is that they really needed outside of administering medication.
Okay.
So it was more of a hospice, like a hospice type thing, because a lot of her clients were had been given their by hospice. Back then it was once you enter hospice, you've been given 30 days or less to live, so to speak.
I remember that.
Right. So now we know that even with hospice, you can go into hospice on the palliative care side and not have that end of life time frame placed on you. But at the time my mom was working with the state of Maryland, that's what it was. And I guess once my mom passed away, I started to get more involved in the community. Doing things like working with the unhoused. We no longer call the unhoused homeless. That we don't attach what they're going through as a label onto them, because they are not what they are experiencing. That's not who they are. That's just something that they are going through at this moment in their lives. Gotcha. So the whole naming of it has changed to the unhoused. I went from working with the unhoused to being a on-call counselor for domestic violence, for being a counselor for rape crisis. When my father got sick and went into hospice, I had to wait 3 years. A year before I could start volunteering with them. I waited that year. I started volunteering with hospice. And if you know me, you know that I'm hands-on. I'm truly hands-on.
True.
So with hospice, they wanted me to sit behind the desk and do some filing and stuff. I'm like, nah, I can't do that. So when Providence opened up their hospice ward,
Yeah.
I wanted to go there because then that would put me right in the thick of where I wanted to be.
Right.
So I went there, sitting in with people as they are transitioning, when their loved ones couldn't be there with them, feeding them before they transition, even when they could eat, but they weren't able to feed themselves. I would feed them. When no one was in the room with a patient when they were transitioning, I was the one that sat in the room when they took their last breath.
Gotcha.
I would help the nurses clean them up, and one or two times the nurse would I would go with the nurse to take the body to the morgue. After the second time, the nursing staff was like, "Oh, we're gonna help you clean up this body, and you're gonna take it to the morgue and sign it over to the morgue."
Wow.
They had entrusted me that much because I'm so hands-on and I'm a quick learner. And it just went on from there to addiction counseling. I think I have like 6 more classes left to take before I get my master's in addiction counseling.
That's insane. I thought that was done. So just 6 more classes and you're done.
And I'm done.
Okay. But just in case you all can't figure it out by now, she's got more credentials behind her name than Michelle Obama. And I mean, I'm so honored to not just know this young lady, but that she's in our life, in our inner circle, and just humble. You wouldn't even know that all this is really going on like this, because she's just so humble. All right, so I need you to speed up the timeline.
Gotcha. Well, fast forward, doing all of that, when all of that was going on, when I was doing all of that, I was employed at the Library of Congress, where I had been employed up until last year, 2025. And after 35 years, I retired. During that time frame, not only was I employed at the Library of Congress, I was a full-time student at Bowie State University. So I received my degree from Bowie State in a Bachelor of Science of Computer Technology. A single parent, raising 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls, and just really allowing God to move in my life. When I was ready to retire, I was like, okay, God, what are we going to do in this second half of life? Because I'm still young. I'm just 59. What we doing? So I always tell people that birth work found me. I didn't find birth work. Birth work found me.
True.
I knew nothing about birth work before becoming a doula.
Amen.
And it literally found me. So 4 years now after my certification, I am the CEO, founder of Essence of Peace Doula LLC. I am a certified community health worker. I am certified in high-risk pregnancies. I just finished a 2-day training on yesterday in perinatal, postmenopause, mood disorders. So I have 1 more class to take with that, and then I can sit for the testing to get certified in that. And what has been so amazing with this journey that I'm on now is that I know God put it all together because I have not had to pay for anything. I have literally received most of my certifications and all of my trainings and everything has been for free. The class I took, the 2-day class that I took that ended yesterday, I paid
Yes.
$100. $100. That's the
Wow.
first time in 4 years that I've had to come out my pocket to pay for a training class.
Wow.
So this work has really been amazing for me. It has been humbling, even more humbling than I already am. And I just see how God is moving me and taking me in different directions with this. Because not only are we doing this podcast on it, but I also have, I'm getting ready to launch a 12-week mentorship program for new doulas as they come out of their certifications, to get them acclimated into the whole medical field, working in hospital settings, what they should look for, how they should move in that space, and to help change that narrative, because there's a not so good narrative or relationship, I should say, between doulas and hospital workers or doctors and nurses.
But tell us why. Now tell us why. We got 10 minutes. Tell us, because what I really want to do now is I want to drill down, and I know, there are going to be more questions than we have time, but this is just the beginning of this journey on the podcast. But why is there such a disconnect when for the doctors and the nurses and doulas? What is that?
So the disconnect, I feel, comes from a myriad of things. One of the things is that you have the medical field in terms of doctors in gynecology and obstetrician is predominantly white male centered.
Got it.
So when you look at the history of midwifery and how the system has tried to push midwifery and midwives out as early as 1984, where they changed it to where midwives had to be certified so that they can, and licensed, so that they can control how they show up in these spaces for Black and brown women. It changes the whole dynamics of how we show up as doulas. It changes the dynamics of how Black, brown, indigenous people are treated in the medical field. So because of that, then you have that systemic racism. Then you also have that that stigma that doulas overstep their bounds. As a doula, I am not medically trained to do what a trained doctor or nurse does. I cannot take vitals. I cannot administer medication. My job is strictly educational advocacy and support.
Well, then why are they so threatened by you all? I'm cutting to the chase here, because I'm putting it out there. You're dancing around and pulling up lilies and roses. Why are they so threatened by you all? I've seen you all in action, and my God, you all are phenomenal. I get that you all have to make that statement that we cannot do the following because you're not there to do that. As you said to me way back when I think you just started your training. And by the way, y'all, she showed up volunteering for a program, and by the time I got there, I saw 52 teeth and shook my hand and say, "This is where I belong." I'm like, I just got in the door. All I want to do is sign up. Why is she Bishop? This is where I belong. I have found my next chapter.
Yes.
And y'all, it has been a sprint since then.
Since then, it's like I go into one rabbit hole and go deeper into that rabbit hole and down further into that rabbit hole because I find more and more. So I'm just like stuck in that rabbit hole and I can't come out of that rabbit hole.
You
So
not
I'm like,
stuck. You
okay,
not
God,
stuck. You blessing. You blessing.
yes,
You are
yes,
blessing.
and
You are not
yes,
stuck at all. You're far from being stuck. No, we're not even going there.
absolutely,
So
yeah.
I
But to
know you
answer
and I.
your question,
Go ahead.
Bishop, why that disconnect is there between the hospital staff and doulas, it's
Yes.
mainly because they feel we're going to take over their jobs, plain and simple.
Oh,
And then you have some doulas who do come in who bring the rah rah.
okay.
You can't be disrespectful to the medical professionals in that space, in the
Right.
hospitals, plain and
Right.
simple, regardless to the fact that you have a client who hired you, you have a contract with that client is paying you, but that client is also a patient of the medical professionals at that hospital. That hospital has policies that they have to abide by. We as doulas are not under any type of policies. We don't have to be licensed. So advocacy for us from our standpoint does not have to be harsh. It doesn't have to be all up in your face. I can advocate for my clients without being unruly
Got
or
it.
disrespectful.
Okay.
So that's where a lot of that disconnect and that, we don't want doulas here. Your doula can be here, but if something goes wrong, then your doula needs to leave. But it's also up to our clients to speak up for us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, they don't get paid if the client don't sign off on it, and the client signs off on the fact that you're there. So as long as you stay in your lane, there's no reason for there to be a dismissal of you without the
Absolutely.
client saying no. Actually, you're working for me while I'm here.
Absolutely. And
Got it.
clients and the bottom line of it is that we are all protected by HIPAA.
Good.
HIPAA dictates to us that we can hire and fire any doctor, any nurse,
Okay.
any hospital we can check ourselves out of. If they are
Mm,
not giving us the level of care that
okay.
we desire, that is helping us, we have the right to change that.
Gotcha.
HIPAA is a federal law that
Yes.
states that
Yes.
we can make those changes. We are no longer subjected to what our parents and grandparents and great grandparents went through, where you had a doctor that just went through the whole family, that stayed with you through the whole family. Yes, there are areas in our communities that have medical deserts. Yes, there are areas in our communities where people don't want to go to the doctors because there's no doctors in their area that looks like them.
Now you're getting to the point of
So
why we're here today. Listen, we got 3 minutes left. I want you to tell the people what it is that the Lord, I want everybody to understand that this young lady serves God first. This, this, this vision that the Lord's given her for essence of doula just sounds so classy. Just matter of fact, can
essence
I
of
be
peace. You left out the
essence
peace.
of peace? Well,
Essence of
essence of peace doula. Let me say it correctly. Let me get it tight, get it right. Essence of peace doula.
Yes.
Essence of peace doula. I got to tell you, because I'm old enough to say this, essence of peace doula takes me back to the 70s. I'm going to be real with you for a moment,
Come on,
because
Bishop. Come on.
because back during that era, it was all about Black power. It was about our voice being heard, that
That's right.
we would not be subject to a system that has been designed to oppress us.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
so that takes me back to the Black Panthers.
Yes.
Now, I know
Yes.
you're too young to know about them, but
No, I'm not.
they just talk about it for
Nope.
a moment.
Huey Lewis, come on now.
She
I
ready.
got
She ready, y'all. She ready. She
you. I
ready.
got you.
You had to go.
Angela
Somebody has to
Davis.
put out your cards now.
Yep, Angela Davis.
Not even necessary. Why are you doing that? Listen.
Because I'm Black and I'm proud.
But I got to be honest with you. Essence of Peace Doula gives me that feel of you're not going away quiet. You're educated. You're intelligent. You're versatile. You're skilled. You have wisdom. You've been through life challenges. You've had disappointments. You've had setbacks. None of that has hindered you from where you are now. And not only are you standing up to be heard, but you're now advocating. You like that word, don't you? I learned that from you.
Yes.
You're now advocating. You taught me that. You're now advocating for our Black women. Now here, we got 1 minute left. I want you to tell them.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Bishop.
No.
Intentional advocacy.
Thank you.
Everything
now, that
you have said. Go ahead.
Yes. Okay. No, because we're running out of time. But in this last minute, I want you to tell them the devastating statistics that are out there regarding our Black mothers that are pregnant. Please, I need, and here's where she's gonna go, y'all, because I already know the spin. Bishop is not just Black women; it's brown women, it's indigenous. Okay, all right. So I just threw out the disclaimer because I knew you're gonna come for me. So now, in your hands, talk to us.
Okay, and everything that you just said, as far as being heard, being listened to, as far as the 70s, how that 70s feel.
Yes.
What we did, what was done in the 70s with the Black Panthers and everyone else. This is the same thing that we're doing today, 2026. We're still having to do that in the medical professional, in that field, because we're not being heard. As Black, brown, and indigenous people in the BIPOC community, we're not being heard. We're not being heard to the point of they don't listen to our pain.
Yes,
they dismiss us. They send us away. And then they try to bully us into doing the things that they want us to do.
Yes.
Hence the title of this podcast, My Body, Their System. Because we're in their system and they want us to adhere to what they want us to do.
Yes.
The statistics in maternity is devastating, which is why I got into this field. 3 to 4 Black women die at a rate of 3 to 4 times more in the maternity space than white women.
I know y'all not ready for those numbers. I know you're not ready, and I know some of y'all fit to get a real attitude. But I want you to say it to them again because I need some of our people to wake up.
Yep. We die at a rate of 3 to 4 times more in the birthing space than white women. 90% of those deaths are preventable. Our babies die at a rate of 90% more than white babies. Half of those deaths are preventable. Why? Systemic racism. We're not being heard. We're not being listened to. Anytime, and I'm going to share this story because this is a story that just happened. This is something that
we're gonna tell out. We're gonna tell out with this one, but this is This is how we're going to close out. Y'all, please hear this.
This happened in one of the southern states, Georgia, Texas, Louisiana, one of those states down there. But a doula was pregnant, went to the hospital. This wasn't her first baby. Went to the hospital. She had a C-section with her previous pregnancy, and she chose to do a vaginal delivery with this pregnancy. Now, all of those who think that they have to do a C-section or a cesarean after with subsequent pregnancies, just because you've had it one time,
come on,
think that you have to continue to have C-sections. That's not true. You can have a vaginal delivery following a C-section. But this particular doula wanted to have a vaginal delivery. She was denied the opportunity of having a vaginal delivery. There were some complications with her baby. She understood the complications with her baby. She made the decision to continue to have a vaginal delivery, knowing that if she did, her baby could possibly die. What did the medical professionals do? What did her medical doctors do? They took her to court right then and there while she was in the labor room, while she was having contractions. They had judges that were already on call for this in states where a fetus is considered a person.
Yes.
So they contacted that judge, had a hearing, a court hearing. The judge overruled her right, and they did a C-section on this woman. She had no one in that room to assist her, to advocate for her, to stand up for her. They took away her rights to do what she wanted to do with her body. She understood the risk. Now, playing devil advocate, what about the baby? The baby has rights too. Yes, the baby does has rights.
Right.
But that mama has more rights than that baby does, really.
Yes.
Because that baby hasn't come out yet.
Wow.
That baby has not existed outside of mom's body. So babies existed. I was angry as well. That baby's total existence was within mom's womb. So they denied her, they took away her birthright, her right to decide, her birth justice. They took away her right to decide when and where she has a child.
My God. Listen, we are out of time, everyone. But no. Yes, we're out of time. But we want you all to know that this is just the beginning on this new journey. Essence of Peace Doula is not just out the door. This young lady is registered. She's hooked up with Medicaid. She's hooked up with United Healthcare. I called myself one day. I said, let me share this with Minister Hart. She's like, yeah, Bishop, you kind of tardy for the party. So and so and so and so. So I'm like, dang, I just want to make sure you knew. I just want to make sure that you knew. I just want to know it. Just me. I got the memo. So I'm just trying to. I want you to know this young lady is legit. She is legit. When it says certified doula, she's gone through it. So please, if you know of anyone that is in need of a doula, she is currently being positioned that by the end of this year, she's going to have other doulas connected with her. Her network is spreading. I'm telling you, this young lady is on fire. We're out of time, but we do want you to stay tuned because there will be more podcasts from Essence of Peace Doula. And we are working to get this out on Apple as well because we want everybody around the world to be able to chime in and get this information. Listen, I want to thank you honestly and sincerely, Minister Callie Hodge, for allowing God to speak to you. This is all God. When she
All
looked at
God.
me sitting on the other side of that welcome desk, saying, I found my spot, I found
Yes.
my passion.
Yes.
She
Yes.
was like sitting on Santa Claus' lap, telling her, and it better be delivered on Christmas Day, Santa. It was that
It
kind of
better.
look. It was
It
that
better.
kind of look. And
Yes.
ever since then, she has been passionate about our women of color, on purpose, fighting and advocating for every woman of color, that they have a voice, that they have a voice. I want to thank you. I
You're
want to
welcome.
thank you personally,
You're welcome.
because the kickoff didn't go exactly the way she wanted it to go, but it went the way God wanted it to go.
It went how
Show
God
enough.
wanted it. Amen.
Show enough.
Yes.
So every
And
month,
what
every month, this young lady will be kicking it off on Saturdays. So you will hear more about Essence of Peace, Doula, from Minister Callie Hodge, certified doula, CHWWHPPHCD. What would Jesus do?
the
Listen, we
alphabet
gotta go.
So if I'm gonna put this out there, if anybody,
Come on.
if you have a passion to work in the birthing space, if you're looking for something fulfilling, this work is not about the price, it's about the purpose. The purpose
Wow.
is to ensure that there are no other Black, brown, and indigenous women dying in that birthing space unnecessarily.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So if you're looking to become a doula, hit me up.
There it is.
Get in contact
Listen,
with me.
you heard it first. You heard it first. If you find that there's a passion and you've been trying to connect the passion to the purpose, bam, there it is. Reach out to Minister Callie Hodge, certified doula, holding it down in the DMV. Listen, I want to put a quick plug out there. Specializing in high risk pregnancies. Hallelujah.
Yes.
That's a bunch of certifications. Got a whole lot more coming, as y'all just heard.
Yep.
I ain't just make that up. That's real.
Oh,
Listen,
I am
if
a
you're in the
high-risk
DMV, amen. And if you're in the DMV on tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., come and join us. Come and join us at 8329 Old Marlboro Pike, Upper Marlboro, Maryland, 20772. We will be celebrating mothers from 8 to 8:30. We have a continental breakfast planned, and then at 8:30 we're kicking it off with the word of the Lord, getting y'all out so that y'all can enjoy and celebrate one another. Join us on tomorrow morning. Join us, First Lady Angela Jeanette Salter, myself, and yes, Minister Callie Hodge will be there. You can ask her more questions, pull her to the side. Just don't disturb her vibe as she eats her quiche, because you know she's about it. Listen,
that's right.
We
and
are
drinking my apple juice.
And drinking after I gotta go. On that note, listen, y'all, don't you spit that out. We love you all.
Make sure you have some apple juice in the morning for me.
That's a threat, y'all. If y'all ever heard a threat, that was what
I need my apple juice.
You better have my money. You better have my
That's right. Run me my apple juice.
I cannot. I'm calling your children right as soon as we get off. I gotta go. Listen, we'll see you all in the morning. God bless you.